This AP Calculus example is starting us with the derivative f prime of x is equal to the cosine of x squared, and then it's telling us a value from the original function that f of 3 is equal to 5, and from that given information it wants us to find out what is the value of f of 2. Well, the first thing you got to want to say to yourself in a problem like this is, how do I go from a derivative back to the original function? Well, that's going to be an antiderivative. So I would want to take the antiderivative of this, the definite integral in this situation, because I can go from a value of x equals 2 to a value of x equals 3 of whatever my derivative is here. And in the end, what you would get out in a situation like this is you would get out f of x, the original function, evaluated from x equals 2 to x equals 3. And then you can go ahead and you would plug in your top value minus your bottom value. So this would be equal to f of 3 minus f of 2. So what that's telling us is if I can take my definite integral of my given function, so if I plug that in right here, saying now the antiderivative, the integral from 2 to 3 of the cosine of x squared dx, that needs to equal f of 3 minus f of 2. And so we know what f of 3 is. That was given to us right here. And then we subtract off f of 2, and that has to equal what this definite integral is. Well, we can figure out that definite integral in about 2 seconds because guess what? This is a calculator required section. And so for us, we don't have to go through the hassle. I'm not even sure if you'd be able to do that without the calculator because the antiderivative of cosine of x squared isn't just a straight u substitution or something we should know. So good news for us, we're going to use the calculator. So step 1, I would go into my y equals, and in y1, I'm going to put that original equation. Then from there, step 2 of the process is I would graph that. And then step 3, I would hit second, calc, and then here I'm going to choose the number 7 option in that menu, which is integral of f of x dx. I will answer a couple of questions, and then out at the bottom of the screen, I'll hit enter, and it will give me the integral of f of x dx equals. And that number right there will pop into our little formula over here, and then we can solve for f of 2 really quick and easy. So let's go ahead and open up our calculator. And we will start in y equals. We'll type in the cosine of x squared. And, when you're graphing on the calculator in this AP Calc test, remember everything's always graphed in radians, so make sure you're in radian mode. I hit the graph button, and then I really don't even care much about what the graph looks like, but I'm just now going to hit second. I choose the calc menu, which is the button above trace at the very top of the calculator. And then inside that menu, I'm going to go ahead and choose that integral of f of x dx. I hit enter on that. It's going to ask me for a lower limit. So the lower limit on this would be 2. I hit enter. It then wants an upper limit. The upper limit on this would be 3. I type in 3 and hit enter. And at the bottom of the screen, it's telling me now that my integral of f of x dx is equal to 0.241. And so I would grab probably just out to 3 decimals on this, so 0.241 is what my integral equaled. And now I just need to go ahead and solve that equation to get f of 2 by itself. So, the algebra here, you can kind of go either way. I like to make things positive when possible, so I would go ahead and add f of 2 to the other side. I get f of 2 plus 2.41 is going to equal 5, what my f of 3 value was. And now I'm just going to subtract this over to the other side here. And I'll get out of there f of 2 equals, and whatever that is, that's going to be my answer. So I go back to my calculator, and I type 5 minus 0.241, and I get out of there 4.759. And so that's going to be my option C. So the critical part of this was understanding that the relationship between your derivative and your original function, to get there, you're going to use an antiderivative, an integral. And because you want to know what some of those specific values were, it would be a definite integral using the x values from the original points. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.